Hey, Chris, the CKR, and showing off another one of our beautiful Sol-Ark systems. Again, the Sol-Ark 15K Limitless, got the 200 amp pass through. It's really become sort of a mainstay for us. Originally, this customer here was just looking for a solar solution, and obviously he was sort of open to suggestions, and when we said, well, we really like the Sol-Ark, because of how powerful it is. And if you ever want to add batteries in the future, it becomes, very easy to do so. And it subsequently, the customer decided to get batteries alongside the solar install. Obviously, with the residential tax credit going away, the timing was just perfect. And so right now, this system's set up, and he's not even drawing anything from the grid. So the solar is producing enough power, right, to completely offset his usage and also charges batteries. So really nice system. This customer works from home. So ultimately, the first day that we were able to do a test, show him how it works off grid, and he was able to work, without interruption. And that was just, one of those really nice sort of moments, that, hey, there wasn't even a flicker. And obviously in these newer neighborhoods, there's so much construction going on that those sort of intermittent outages do happen. And then Florida obviously being, the hurricane state, right here on the Gulf, we do get hurricanes. So, having that sort of grid resiliency is really important. So this was a case of just sort of making, it was a solar only customer, but we recommended, a really powerful inverter, a really powerful system. It is maxed out, right? You cannot get another solar module on this. So it's a very big solar array. And then, just because of how we've done everything, and then adding the batteries in, the customer was happy to, take that recommendation. Obviously, we've only started with two, but two is better than nothing, right? Especially if you're working from home. So really great, really happy with how this all turns out. And, the Sol-Ark is just such a nice piece of equipment. If you've been in solar a long time, you'll just know that, how everything's been designed and put together is it's just really nice. Nice to work with, nice to install, and just, a very powerful tool. Obviously, we paired that with one of our gutters here just to keep it all clean. And, really just try and, make everything look as professional as possible. And then it goes to the two batteries, which we've put over here, out of the way. So the customer could keep his car, really nice car, tucked away here. It doesn't get used very often, but everything was meant to be kept nice and compact.